Welcome to the age of change. Crypto dreams are bright.
And it is time for our Freedom Through Crypto show. A lot has happened over the Easter weekend, and I am sure that if you have taken a close look at your Bitcoin, you've seen a spike, you've seen a pump. And the question is that pump something that is sustainable? Is that pump something that is also potentially marking a local bottom in the crypto markets, meaning we would be set up for the next and final leg of the bull run, which would be really cool because it would mean that most likely we would keep making money in crypto until give or take November. We'll see. We'll see. We have to see. What is important in crypto is to take a look at the data every day and then make your decision based on whether you have a short or long horizon. Make your decision and ask yourself, am I going to invest into the asset right now, or am I going to keep it in stables? And that is why most people actually watch this show, is because they're trying to make that decision. And unfortunately, the answer can change day to day. There's not really anyone here on the planet who can tell you definitively this is when Bitcoin bottoms, this is when it tops. But if you have watched my content recently, you know that we've been sitting at a very critical area where it could go either way. It could go up or down depending on what's happening next. And over the Easter weekend, something has happened that gives us hope that we can continue the bull run. Now, I will tell you, I have actually adopted a new strategy. I still trade, of course, but if you look at this window here, this is what lets me live off of crypto. You can see here my daily rewards, $177. Collect that daily. That is pretty nice, and that is a gift that I can give you right now if you go to the landing page crypto.lifestyle. You just type it in as is, crypto.lifestyle. Then you get access to a free masterclass that teaches you how I make this happen, how I get my daily rewards like that. No matter what, whether the market goes up or down, I can achieve those results. Now, going into Bitcoin, this is what we're talking about here. Let me get my brush. This is the situation we've been in for a few days now. And as you can see, this blue line represented a downtrend that was observed, right? You see that whenever price tried to push up into that blue line, it acted as resistance. But then this happened a few days ago. This is a daily time frame view, meaning each candle you see here represents a day. So what happened is that we saw for the first time here, when was that? On Friday, April the 11th, that Bitcoin's price pushed through this resistance. And then we were saying for quite a while, if Bitcoin can continue its upwards trend, it needs to regain this high here, which was on Wednesday, April 2nd. At a certain moment, Bitcoin traded at around $88,536. So this remains true. If we can say that we are breaking the downtrend and we continue potentially a bull run, then we need to see price turning this Wednesday high into support, and then potentially, and I think if it does this, if it regains these heights, then it will actually push straight up to 95,000. This is very realistically something that can happen over the course of the next few days. And when it gets here, most likely it will reject, hopefully form a higher low, and then we can continue the bull run like so. This is the bullish scenario that I think is very likely that is going to happen right now. The bearish scenario is that we are being rejected and this pump is just a bull trap, and price is going to lose this area again, test this support, and potentially go down to the 72,000 area. By the way, it is totally possible that we would also see the following. Let me see, remove these. So it's also totally possible that we would see the following scenario. We go and push through 95, and then we reject to the 72, and then we go and continue the bull run. That is also totally possible, which is why I'm telling you it is not quite as easy as just asking someone, what do you think Bitcoin is going to do within a month? And then they can look into the crystal ball for you. That's not how it works. The way it works is you need to look at the data every single day. Now, as price moves up and down, there is money to be made, of course, trading, and that is something I do. But I also have my cash flow machine in liquidity positions, and that is how I achieve that. No matter what the market does, I have my daily rewards, as you can see. And this is something I can teach you if you go to crypto.lifestyle. The link should be in the description of the video as well. You get access to a free course where I teach you exactly how I do that. Okay, so let's investigate. By the way, this is a new streaming software. Tell me how you like it. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I should be able to access them here. Let me see. Yes, exactly. Live chat options, and I should be able to see your questions here as well. So what is the bullish case? What is the bullish case that we can make? Well, something we want to look at is USDT dominance, which means the dominance of stablecoins. This works almost as an inverted function to the crypto market. When the stablecoin dominance goes down, crypto goes up. So as you can see, we've actually seeing something very powerful happening here, which is I'm on the daily time frame, and ever since December of 24, the Bitcoin, the crypto USDT dominance was ranging in this upwards channel, meaning that is of course not good for crypto because people just more and more embrace stable coins because they want to be in safety. But you can see what has happened yesterday is that we have lost this pattern. We exited the channel, and just like earlier when I explained to you how it's always critical when such a trend is broken on the Bitcoin chart, a trend is broken here as well. So what could happen if this break of trend follows through, which this is quite a powerful candle, it is definitely possible. We could have Bitcoin USDT dominance go down to this resistance level here, support level, I should say, around 5%, meaning as it goes down 5%, those stablecoin allocations flow back into risk assets, meaning Bitcoin first, and then after Bitcoin, the alternative coins, ETH and Solana. So that's a bullish case right there for you. Similarly, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, so dominance always being what is the share compared to the entire crypto market. This chart being the share of stablecoin compared to the entire crypto market, and this being the chart, the share of Bitcoin compared to the entire crypto market. And what you can see is this is a very powerful uptrend, right? We can draw this support line here with multiple touch points. The more often you have a touch point, the more reliable and powerful the trend line is. And what you can see here is that from what it looks like, Bitcoin dominance won't stop until we hit this 70.5% upper resistance here. And that's good for Bitcoin because that means more people go into Bitcoin and embrace it. So that's another reason why there's cause for bullishness right now. Cause for bullishness. Furthermore, if we look at the RSI, which is the relative strength index of Bitcoin, the RSI is an indicator that traders use to determine whether the asset is overbought or oversold. So when the RSI is above 70, then the asset is overbought and it's time to maybe think about selling it or taking profits. When the RSI is below 30%, then the asset is oversold. Now, as all those indicators, they work on different time frames, right? So the narrower, the shorter the time frame, the more volatile the indicator. What I'm looking at here is the weekly time frame of the RSI of Bitcoin. And what you can see is that it was in a downtrend for, again, since December. See how these things line up? And recently, really, since this is a weekly time frame, we look at today, Monday, April 21st. On the weekly, we have the RSI breaking that trend line. And that shows that people are buying Bitcoin. They're buying Bitcoin. And since we are we are neither oversold nor overbought, so that gives us also cause for a bullish feeling here, bullish reason. So then the next chart I'm going to look at is the daily exchange volume. This is a chart that tells us how much money flows from the fiat system into the crypto system through exchanges every day. This one is not bullish. This one is bearish because it's a downtrend. And even recently, what's the last data? The last data point is yesterday, Sunday. It was still trending down. Now you do see we have this support here around lower support around 28 billion, and that gives us a little bit reason to be bullish because what we could expect is a bounce off of that the low support. So only time will tell. We'll have to see, but this definitely needs to curve up again for a bull run or a continuation of the bull run to happen and to be in full effect. Looking at the liquidation heat map, the yellower it is, the more money sits there that can be liquidated, meaning now who is betting and where were the bets opened, right? So you can see that a lot of bets were opened at $86,000, meaning people put their stop losses here. They go long and they put their stop losses here. Simultaneously, we have shorts that are here up in the $88,000 range. Why? Well, I can tell you. So let's investigate why we have longs in the 86,400 area. It is because when we look at the chart, 86,400 that's here, right? That's underneath. I have to zoom in a little bit for this. So 86,400. Yeah. So that's around here. So we have people, when day traders, they don't look at the daily chart, they look at the 4-hour chart. And then they investigate the chart and they say, well, where do I think if the price goes below that point, then I think it's not going to continue going upward. And it makes sense. I mean, just visually looking at this makes sense that that would be somewhere here, right? If I were to put a horizontal line in here, they're probably looking at this wick here, right? This one. So that's how people and traders come up with where to put their stop losses in. So that's that. Oh wait, did I say was it 86,400? 86,400. So that is, of course, a little bit higher, 86,400. So yeah, that's people who are trading and betting on this level here being respected. Okay, so basically they open their trade here, their long position, and they bet on the price going up, and they say, as long as it doesn't go as far down as here, I'm going to keep my trade open. But if price were to go below this price level, then they be liquidated. Okay, and that's why we have this liquidation heat map. Now, what the market likes to do, it likes to snatch up this liquidation and with fake outs. It likes to, because big market makers who have a lot more money than you and I, they look at these heat maps and then they say, oh, looks like there are quite a few small guys who place their bets here. So let me drop the price by selling a bunch of tokens, and then price drops. This liquidation is snatched up, and then it continues up, right? So this is the game of trading, and it is a game that requires a lot of time and studying the charts, time and attention. But that's why I like liquidity provisioning so much, right? Because as the traders, they basically win or lose when their bet is right or not or wrong, right? But liquidity providers, they benefit here when price chops up and down or ranges up and down. That's how liquidity providers make their daily rewards. It is not quite as quickly lucrative as trading, but the consistency is there. You basically can count on this as a daily income source, which is what I'm doing. Again, I'm teaching how I do this. Go to crypto.lifestyle and you go and put in your email. Then I'll send you that free course here. It says waitlist now, but it actually you just go to crypto.lifestyle as indicated in the blended in captions, and then you get access to the free masterclass. There is no waitlist right now. All right, let me know if you have any questions. This is essentially the market update for today. I would say, as a summary, we are tentatively optimistic for the bull run to continue. But I will say, don't be too much in a rush. Don't be too much in a rush. It's never a good idea in crypto to be in a rush, because what will likely happen is this, right? We will push up to 95, and then we will reject and go as far down, potentially as 72, and then go back up. That is a possibility. I'm not saying this is going to play out exactly like this, but it could. It could. So this is definitely this $95,000 area has a long time frame of support. Well, support when price is above, resistance when we try to push through it, right? So this is going to be a lot of work from bullish people to pierce through it. I'm positive that this can happen. I don't say it's not going to happen, but it's going to be a lot of work. And whenever there's a lot of work, typically you reject at least once, potentially even twice, right? So what could also happen is this. So we go up, reject, go down, test it again, reject with a higher low, go up, reject, higher low, and then we push through, right? And just knowing that this is part of the crypto game, you can make money here. Instead of placing your bets and being wrong, you can make money by providing liquidity here. It's something that I really like doing, especially when I get busy. There's always part of the portfolio that is allocated to liquidity provision, and part of the portfolio is allocated to day trading, depending on what my day looks like. Okay. That's it for now. I don't see any questions. So here's what I would say. There's reason to be cautiously optimistic. Don't be in a rush. There is likely, I am kind of bullish right now, and I do believe that the bull run is not over, but you are not going to miss out if you don't jump in now. Confirmation of the continuation of the bull run happens when we have multiple candle closes above that 95,000 barrier. Okay, multiple candle closes. So having patience is so important for all of you who are not day traders, but just medium to long term investors. Beautiful. All right, put your questions in the chat. Even if I see your questions later, I will definitely make sure I get to them in upcoming streams. That's it for now. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you again on this platform most likely tomorrow.